You think your job is bad? Try being a professional armpit hair plucker for the Pharaoh. That's right. Ancient Egypt had jobs so weird, so absurd, so spiritually exhausting that your 9 to 5 suddenly looks like a paid vacation. Today, we're clocking in with 5 absolutely ridiculous real jobs and labor facts from ancient Egypt. The land of pyramids, papyrus, and what I can only assume was the world's first aggressive HR department made entirely of priests. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll be thanking your boss that your workday doesn't involve feeding mummified crocodiles or dying of heat stroke in a gold mine while still getting taxed. Let's punch in. Fact 1. Pyramid workers were basically ancient union members with bread and beer benefits. First off, no, the pyramids were not built by slaves. They were built by paid workers, unionized, organized, and fueled by bread, onions, and a daily ration of beer. Imagine showing up to work and being handed a loaf, 2 onions, and a pitcher of beer. No insurance, no 401k, just carbs and casual alcoholism. Also, these workers had on-site medics, housing, and sick leave. One guy even wrote on a papyrus that he missed work because he had a hangover, and the boss approved it. Try that excuse today. Sorry, I can't make the Zoom meeting. I was out worshiping Osiris with a gallon of barley brew last night. Fact 2. Some jobs were so specific, they sound made up. But ancient Egypt didn't mess around with job titles. They had titles like Guardian of the Royal Toenail Clippers, Licker of the King's Feet, and my personal favorite, Chief of the Smelling Out of Scents. A guy who literally sniffed perfumes for a living. These weren't metaphors. These were real jobs. Some poor guy had to sit in a palace all day, huffing experimental oils and pretending to enjoy it. Yes, this one smells like burnt myrrh and sadness. Let's call it Ode to Tutankhamun. Meanwhile, your job sounds way less weird now, doesn't it? Fact 3. Workers went on strike because the Pharaoh was late paying them in snacks. Yes, ancient Egypt had strikes. One of the earliest recorded labor strikes in history happened during the reign of Ramses III, over late food delivery. These workers weren't asking for a raise. They weren't protesting unsafe conditions. They just wanted their daily bread and beer. Imagine storming off the job yelling, "No onions, no pyramids." They marched to the local temple and staged a sit-in until management came out like, Okay, here's your carbs. Now please go back to stacking 2-ton limestone blocks. Honestly, it was like ancient DoorDash workers unionizing because Pharaoh forgot their garlic dip. Fact 4. Being a scribe was the most overhyped office job ever. You know how every parent wants their kid to be a doctor or lawyer? In ancient Egypt, that job was scribe, a dude who sat around all day writing things down with a reed pen and acting morally superior about it. They even had propaganda scrolls that said stuff like, "Don't be a farmer, you'll die in the sun. Be a scribe. We sit in the shade." Yeah, cool. You sit in the shade and write about other people dying in the sun. Real hero. Also, scribes got out of physical labor, which made them the ancient version of that guy in your office who always has a meeting when it's time to move boxes. But don't worry, karma was real. Some of them had to write tax records for hours a day, tracking how many onions the goat farmers owed the crown. It was Excel with hieroglyphs and papyrus paper cuts. Fact 5. The royal tomb painters wrote ancient graffiti, complaining about their bosses. You think passive-aggressive break room notes are a modern invention? Nope. Ancient Egyptian workers literally carved their job complaints into walls. In Deir el-Medina, the village where tomb painters and artisans lived, archaeologists found graffiti that reads like someone's very ancient Yelp review. One scratched onto a wall says, "The overseer is a donkey. May the scorpions find his sandals." Another says, "Hot, so hot. Still painting. Still not paid. Also, very hot." These guys were painting eternal monuments for the Pharaoh's afterlife, and still found time to complain about management like they were on ancient Twitter. You can almost hear one of them yelling, "I swear to Ra, if he tells me to repaint this falcon one more time, I'm moving to Babylon." So the next time you're stuck in traffic, answering emails, or filling out a spreadsheet, remember, at least you're not hauling rocks in 110-degree heat Sniffing perfume for a living? Or having to explain to your boss why the sacred crocodile is missing again? Ancient Egyptian employment was a wild ride, full of beer-based payroll, barefoot union protests, and job titles so weird they'd make LinkedIn explode. If that made you laugh, hit that like button like you're going on strike for more snacks. Subscribe so you never miss another dive into the beautifully weird mess that is human history. And whatever you do, don't stop now. There's a whole timeline of ridiculous waiting for you. Click on the next one. It only gets weirder from here. Bring your onions, you're gonna need them.